Okay, we are live. All right, let's see what's happening here. It's Hallelujah, 95.3 FM. Put those, it's a speaker down there. Just put it right there. You see it?
Oh, right here.
Yeah, this damn thing.
Okay, that's right.
No, it's a speaker. It's playing music. You see it?
This.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We good. We good. That's it. That's good.
Oh, okay. So you said just let it play?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm good.
All right. I don't need
No, yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Hey, Facebook family, go ahead on like, tag, and share. It's Wake Up Wednesday. Good afternoon, Pamela, Stephanie. How are you? Go ahead on. Let's get everybody in to Wake Up Wednesday. We got an amazing show. I want to say good afternoon, Carolyn Dorsey. How are you? So listen, I'm excited to have you all with me today. I am excited about y'all being on.
Appreciate it.
Want to say good afternoon and once again, welcome to what I want to declare the hottest talk show on Hallelujah 95.3 FM. I'm Greg James. Want to say good afternoon to my co-host. He's somewhere in between the corridors of the courthouse. Want to say good afternoon to Attorney Mataki Akbar, who's constantly always on the case. Want to say good afternoon to you. Want to give a big shout out to all of you for your support of the Florida A&M Rattlers. Once again, on Saturday, they struck and they struck and they struck again. Well, many people are wondering what's going on over at Jackson State. Will Coach Prime stay at Jackson or will he move? And then we also are well aware of what just happened here in the city of Tallahassee in the last 48 hours. Former Mayor Commissioner Scott Maddox, he's now probably got about 40 some hours under his belt in the Federal Bureau of Prison. And it was amazing though that he gained more time out of the whole group. 5 years, a page he's now inside, and there's Mr. JT. He's waiting to make his way. So much is going on in and around our city, and we're going to be talking real soon to some of our county and city commissioners. I want to give a big shout out to the Leon County staff, Leon County commissioners, and all the folk over at Leon County who had the big job fair on this week. For certainly, it was definitely amazing just to find the fact that there were so many people interested in work opportunities, and only 30 jobs, but well over 500 plus people showed up to put in applications. That tells you that there are people that really want to work. So one of the things that we know must happen, the opportunity for employment, is something that helps change the lives of families, communities, and our city. Well, I'm excited about what's getting ready to take place with a major opportunity right here in our city. You're going to hear more about it. So keep it locked right here over 95.3 FM. I am Greg James. This is Wake Up Wednesday. I want to say good afternoon to James McCray right around the corner over at Tallahassee Ford. For those of you who are driving by Magnolia, just honk your horn and let him know you're tuned in. 95.3. Hey, keep it locked right here. Don't go nowhere. When I come back, we're going to be talking to two natives of Tallahassee, and one now has a new residence, and we're going to talk about what's going on in the ATL and what's going on in the TAL. And hey, it's going to be happening right here over 95.3. Want to give a big shout out to all of my Life Church family. Listen, guys, you know I love you so much. I thank you so much for all you do to make sure that you keep me, your pastor, covered. Want to say good afternoon to Nikki McLaughlin. She's tuned in. Byron, you know who Nikki is?
Oh, yeah, you know, that's my mama. Hey, Mom.
All right, okay.
Miss Nikki.
All right, well, we're going to be talking real soon to the man himself, Mr. Byron. And we're going to talk about what's going on this weekend. Hey, keep it locked right here. Don't go nowhere. Let this song bless you. I will be right back.
You are a natural.
Okay, Facebook family, go ahead on tag and share. Anthony James, what's going on? Hey, Carolyn, what's happening in Miami? All right, Verna, what's going on? All right, listen, we're excited about this amazing show today. We're going to be talking about Mentors Matter, and joining me is Byron, and joining me is Stephanie, and they got something amazing planned for this weekend, and Byron has made his way all the way back to Tallahassee. How important was you, Byron, just to come back, man? I mean, how long have you been gone?
So I have been living in Atlanta 3 years now, in January.
Wow.
And it was important for me to come back because basically I know what it was like being a kid, and like my mama was my biggest inspiration.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, she's listening.
Yeah.
She's tuned in right now.
I'm pretty sure she knows it. I say it all the time, but she was my biggest inspiration. But
you know what? I want to say something too, because I think she's an inspiration to so many.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had an opportunity to travel to one of the NFL games and what's so amazing about it is she made it available for me to find some kids that would like to go.
Yeah. And
gave me the tickets. And from that point on, I just was like, moving.
Yeah. She got a huge heart. So
yeah.
I'm just trying to follow her.
Well, I think that is amazing. And Stephanie, this is something that is dear to your heart, and it's something that you've long awaited for, huh?
Yes, it is. I grew up in the community in which I'm working out of, and it's just important. It was important for me to have somebody to give it to me, and I want to give it back.
Okay, wow. Well, hey, listen, Facebook family, I just gave you a sneak preview of what's going to be happening real soon. We get ready to go live on the air. And for those of you who have not yet got your copy, listen, you need to get your copy of my book, Leverage. We did a major push on last evening. So if you haven't got your copy, then you need to get your copy of the book, Leverage. Go ahead on and put it in the thread. This book will change your life. You know why? Because it's inside of this book that I teach you how to do what? How to take a liability and turn it into an asset. Most folk don't want to deal with liabilities, but I show you how to turn a liability into an asset. And when you look at me, you're looking at a liability that was turned into an asset. So you need this book to learn how to leverage. And Byron, I think that is so important for people to understand that whatever you're going through, you got to be able to find how you can leverage that to make it work out for your good.
Absolutely. I think it's a mindset thing. Like, you need to look at things from a more positive standpoint to get through.
Okay, well, listen, once again, we're back on the airways and a little bit off of the airways for those of you who are not connected to Facebook. If you're not, you need to join, because off the air, we had an amazing conversation. But let me get ready to introduce you to two, I think, phenomenal young people who are doing some amazing work locally and outside of the area. And what makes what they're doing so valuable and so important is that they are giving back. And they find that very important. I want to introduce you to Miss Stephanie. And Stephanie, just tell us a little bit about, when I hear the name Stephanie, who is Stephanie?
Stephanie is a little girl that grew up on the corner of Brewer and Clay Street in the 32304 area code. Great mother, college professor, but I was longing to do other things. Hooked up at Day Street. I played every sport. I was never home. I always had something to do.
And where you did that at?
Day Street Community Center, not Lawrence Gregory,
but Day Street. All right. So Stephanie is a young lady who grew up in the community and has made her mark right back in the community. And not only that, but you have had the opportunity to do a whole lot of coaching, sports with a lot of ladies in different sports activities.
Yes, I have coached basketball, high school for 21 years. I've coached high school softball and volleyball as well. But I played softball for 32 years with some amazing people in the same community. So I've always kept the bond with where I came from.
Wow. And we're going to talk a little bit about that, because that is so important in our community. and Byron, man, I tell you, you are an amazing, and I like your shirt. You say, I'm blessed, I'm highly favored, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, and I'm winning.
Yeah.
Listen, now I must say that is the mantra for today. I'm blessed, I'm highly favored, happy, healthy, wealthy, and winning. What does that really mean to you since you have it on?
So this is actually one of my shirts.
Wait, you said that's one of yours?
Yes, this is one of mine.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, I came up with the shirt because I say these things to myself every day.
Affirmations.
Affirmations. These are the ones that I say every day. It never fails. And I decided to put it on the shirt because I was like, I mean, sometimes throughout the day, things get hard and like you get weighed down. And if you could just go in the mirror, look at yourself and be like, listen, I am all these things. I'm blessed, highly favored, happy, healthy, wealthy, and winning. I mean, if you could say that and get yourself back to a good mindset and back on track, hey, that's what it's all about.
And you know what? It's so amazing that you're saying that. And for those of you who are listening to the broadcast, listen, I want to tell you today, I'm talking to two young, phenomenal individuals who are making a difference. Byron is in Atlanta, Georgia, but he's a native of this county, this city. And your mother is?
My mother is Nikki McGlock.
Hey, man, everybody knows Nikki.
Everybody knows Nikki.
I mean, Nikki is going to have you traveling from one city to another city to another city. If it ain't football, it's kickball, it's soccer, you name it.
The only thing she ain't going to do is sit still.
Oh, well, Nikki, now that's what Byron said. So you got to do something about that. But listen, man, I'm really excited about what is happening. I'm excited about what you all are doing. And Byron, you came back from Atlanta. You and Stephanie got some major plans, and we're going to talk about that for the week. But I want to go back to your shirt because you said these are affirmations that you tell yourself, and it keeps you with a stable mindset. It keeps you with the opportunity to change your atmosphere when you realize who you are.
Yes.
So how has that? I mean, being in Atlanta, it's the hustle and bustle. I mean, it's not like Tallahassee. I can be on Tennessee Street and wade through the traffic.
Yeah.
But in Atlanta,
yeah.
I might get out of traffic stop and I might say some things I shouldn't say.
Yeah. I mean, and listen, you still get caught up saying the things that you shouldn't say. But it's all about like trying to bring it back, trying to reground yourself. Like I said, I can't say it's not hard sometimes, but yeah, some days traffic will have you a little out of the way.
Yeah. But one of the most important things that I think that this conversation is going to share with our audience is what we feel like is so important, and that's mentoring. So Stephanie, when you hear mentoring, what comes to your mind?
Support, a listening ear, positive reinforcement, making sure you're okay. Okay, then we may look good, doesn't necessarily mean I feel good. Wow. So mentoring
All right, Facebook family, if you can hear us. Okay, let's make sure we can get through it. Well, we're back, and I want to say good afternoon once again. We're back here in the studio live, and for our Facebook audience, we pray that you will stay on with us. We're just having a few little problems, but we know that anytime something like this is happening, especially for our Facebook audience, we know that there is a message that's really going to uplift you and empower you. So we are back, and if you can hear us, just go ahead and put some hearts on that screen to make sure we are connected. You see us, you hear us. All right, let's get back to what we were saying, because we were talking about mentoring. Each one of you was sharing with me why it is so important that mentoring is valuable. And when we look at the world in which we're living in, when we look at the generation that we see, it's imperative that we invest in our youth.
Yes.
When we look around, I mean, here we're in a city where, I mean, right now, violence is at an all-time high. I mean, we constantly see and hear of the many shootings that are occurring. I mean, teenage pregnancy is skyrocketing, and believe it or not, we are finding young females who are carrying guns.
Most definitely. So, not to get too deep into what our meetings are about, but those are exactly the things that we talk about. I get a lot of confessions about, Ms. Tobin, I did this, I did that. And we work through it and find ways to take care of it. But they're definitely influenced by the community, the neighborhood. There are no safe places for them to do the things we used to do. I could walk to Day Street. I walk home at 8:45 at night because nobody bothered us and we were a group of people. These kids can't walk outside, let alone to and from someplace. So their environment has become tainted by the media, the music, and just the overall atmosphere. And until we change that, we won't grasp our youth.
Wow. Well, Byron, so looking at what Stephanie just said, you know, looking at where we are now, where it was when you were maybe, you know, much younger in the age range of the kids that you're mentoring, 12 to 15 to 17, what do you think the difference has been?
I mean, as a youth, I mean, it's very easy to be, you know, swayed one way or another. So I think like back then, I mean, I don't know. I think the difference is that now it's just more negative stuff being pushed. Negative stuff is praised and uplifted. Like you could post something positive, you'll get 2 likes. But as soon as you post a fight or something negative, it gets 1,000 likes, get shared all across the world. So it's just overall, I just think it's just harder to get positive images and positive things out there. Like it's just easy to do negative stuff.
Wow. Well, I mean, what you all are embarking upon, I know that Stephanie, you are the founder of a group organization called
Sisters.
Tell us a little bit about Sisters.
Let me just say that I did this about 12 years ago at Cobb Middle School. And that was during the time when they merged the 2 neighborhoods and the zoning changed with the district. I was given an opportunity to Ms. Told we need you to work with these girls. And I found the Sisters with another person, Kalisa Hudgens, who is now in California. But Sisters simply stands for strong individuals striving to earn respect, sharing ideas so that everyone reaches success. So what we do and what I'm doing is I get a group of girls in a room and they have no idea that the person next to them is going through the exact same thing at home or at school or in the neighborhood that they're going through. We find positive solutions to hard problems. And I only facilitate. These girls are dynamic. They talk to each other and they agree to disagree. But and eventually what happens is we found a solution to make it better for the both. It's important to me that they're allowed somebody that can listen without judgment, because I can't judge because I really don't know. But what I can do is listen. A lot of our youth just need somebody to listen, and then they're done with it.
Wow.
But for them, their mental health right now is important to me because of the negativity that they see. If they could just birth it and give it to somebody. I tell my kids that my heart is a sponge and I absorb all your negativity. And then I have to go and detox with God for myself so that I'm available to take some more from somebody else. But I take everything that they tell me to heart, and I do my best to guide them in the right direction. Do I have all the answers? No, I don't. But I can tell you that God gives me some amazing things to say to them that has changed the whole a room full of people as of right now. I have about 14 girls within my group. I've just gained about 14 more. The total Griffin dance team will now become a part of Sisters because they feel like, Miss Toba, whatever you're doing, I want a part of it. And it's just about positive energy, because negative energy brings negativity, and I just don't have any of that to give. So everything I do is positive.
Well, one of the things that I want to say to you today as we talk about what's happening this weekend and as we talk with Byron about his involvement is that I have seen you years upon years. As a matter of fact, we all grew up in the same neighborhood.
Right.
And I've always seen you so involved, but it was only here recently, within the last couple of years, that I really realized that you had embraced a group, you had started the mentoring, and you're doing all of this with no funds from no one. You're doing it because you saw the need. No one has to call your name. No one has to bring you on the stage. You saw the need and you said, if not me, then who? If not now, then when?
Right.
So I want to really celebrate you today.
Thank you so much.
And I want those who are listening to know that we all have a part to play. All we got to do is find our place and play it. And I think, Byron, that's where you come in at, because you begin to connect and y'all go a long ways back. But what made your working with Stephanie so important?
So what made it so important is because she really, really believes in what she's saying. Like, and like you can hear it in her voice. It's genuine. And I had told her I was already thinking about trying to do something with like mentoring. Because I'm an ambassador for Beauty Changes Lives, but I can only reach people in the beauty industry with that. And so I was trying to help people get, scholarships with that. But then I was talking to her and she was like, well, I got these girls and you're going to have to come do something with me. And I'm like, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And then we finally put a date to it. And so, it means a lot because, like I said, I want to be, I want to be a positive, beacon of light for the younger generation.
Right. And one of the things that I think that is so important that I hear from you is the fact that whatever I can do to give back, no matter what it is, as small and as insignificant as others may see it, we never know the impact that it's going to have on one of the young ladies' lives this weekend. So I want to say to all of you who are listening to the broadcast today, you are a mentor.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. Are you mentoring in a positive role, or are you mentoring in a negative? Because somebody is watching.
Yeah.
And because they're watching you, guess what? They're going to imitate.
That's right.
Your behavior.
That's it.
And they're going to imitate how you believe.
That's right.
So let's talk about some of the success stories. I mean, over 12 years, you've been engaged in this work. You haven't been out. You've just been doing the work. You don't work to be seen. You just want people to see you working.
That's it.
You don't want no pats on the back. You just want to be working.
Want to be working.
Tell me some of the success stories that have come out of Sisters.
Amazingly, some of my girls that were with me 12 years ago are part of my board. I just sent out a text one morning and said, if you were a part of Sisters back at Carl Middle School, let me know. The response was phenomenal to where my phone started to ring, and they were crying and they were in tears and they were saying, if it had not been for what you gave me, I wouldn't have made it. There was a creed that I wrote 12 years ago, and I want to quote it so that you can understand why I really do what I do. And it was simply, I am somebody, shaped and molded into my own uniqueness, strong individual striving to earn respect, sharing ideas so that everyone reaches success. That I am somebody was everything to them, because they didn't have anybody to be modeled after. It was important to know that you're unique. No one is made like you. No one is just like you. So embrace your uniqueness, because it's not a bad thing. And just to know that you can share those ideas that you have with somebody else and help them be successful, not so much as to follow you, but just give them a couple of clues that the line that you took or the way that you took to be where you are. I also know that some of these girls after 12 years are still saying that same creed in the mirror. And tears come to my eyes when I think about it, because I'm like, you remember that? And one of my girls said, I live by that. You let me know. I never knew that anybody cared. But when you said I am somebody, it meant something to me. The creed this year for the other girls is a tad bit different, because my older girls are like, you can't give them that because that's ours. But while they are also mentoring with me in the same format, they're changing their life, my younger girls' lives as well.
So some of the students that you had 12 years ago,
yes, sir,
are part of your board, and
yes,
they're mentoring,
and they're working with me every Tuesday.
Wow,
yes, sir.
It's amazing. It's amazing that Byron is here with I am blessed, and 12 years ago your creed was I am somebody. And it's amazing that words get into the atmosphere, and when those words get into the atmosphere, they have a way of shaping the environment that we live our lives in, the space that we're in.
Yes.
And I think it's so important. I mean, here it is 12 years later, they're still quoting that creed.
Yes.
Why? Because those words became the reality that they began to live out.
Right.
Those words became what really disciplined their life.
Yeah.
I am somebody.
Yes.
If nobody ever told you that, you tell yourself that. I am somebody.
That's
wow.
Right.
Wow. I mean, so Byron, to hear that, man, and to see your shirt, what would you say to those who are listening to the broadcast today?
I would say, find you some positive affirmations.
Wow.
That's it.
And write them down, and then recite them daily. Like, it's very life-changing. Because I can think back to like years ago, me and my friends, like we used to always have to say it, and we used to be like, "Oh, my life is in shambles," blah blah blah. All our lives was in shambles
because of the word.
That's what we put out there,
right.
And that's what we got back. Yeah. But like now, saying positive things, only trying to do positive things, like that's what you get back. It really is what you put out into the atmosphere is what you get back.
And I think you said something that was so important. Lisa just posted, she says, I am somebody. Amen. Lisa Herring. So thank you, Lisa. So I think you said something earlier, Byron, and I think you said something too, Stephanie, that we are faced now with so much negativity.
So much.
I mean, I was talking with a young lady on yesterday, and she was telling me about the hot girls, and I'm like, hot girl, the hot girl,
the hot girl summer.
Yeah, So and she was saying that there are so many of our young girls now who are trying to emulate and model after. So I had to go Google hot girl. I mean, I'm used to Marvin Gaye and Otis Redding, and so when she said hot girl, I remember the 95 boys, but the hot girl. And then I started listening to some of the lyrics.
Right.
Yeah.
And to try and emulate what you hear can really be detrimental to the lives of our young people. And we're seeing it.
Yes, I want to kind of say this right quick.
Okay.
I had the same journey
Wow.
from Griffin Middle School to my aunt's house in Basin Street. I could go Alabama Street and see all the drugs and all the drinking and all the men, or I could.
Was I on Alabama Street then? I think I was. All right, keep going.
But I could see I had a choice because Volusia Street was parallel to Basin. So to get my mom off my case to get home, I chose Volusia Street. I got to the same destination at about the same time. This is something I tell my girls. There's a parallel road that you can take with the same destination.
Oh yeah.
Let's choose the parallel road.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, that is.
That is amazing. Because if you would not have chosen the parallel road,
Right.
then you would have took the road where all the traffic was.
Yes.
And no doubt you don't know what could have happened
Right.
on that traffic road because
That's
you know
right.
what was there.
I did.
And I think many of our children today are more apt to
Choosing that other
choose
road.
that road.
Yes, that's
And
exactly it.
it's because of the negativity. It's because of the rappers who rap. It's because of the messages that they put out. It's because of the videos that look real but are not real.
Right.
I mean, one of the things that is really hilarious to me is to see some of these guys who are rapping and driving these cars that they don't own, displaying these houses that they don't live in, showcasing this money that they don't have. And then the message gets in the minds of our children that this is something that they want to live out.
Yeah.
And so by living it out, they're picking up guns. By living it out, they're doing everything they possibly can to grab hold to something,
Grab hold to a facade.
a facade.
Facade. Something that's not exactly.
And so what? How can we? I mean, with what you all are doing, you've been doing it. How can we begin to instill into others who are sitting on the sideline being judgmental, who are sitting on the sideline saying he or she never going to change? How can we give them what they need to be difference makers?
I mean, everybody can change.
Wow.
Change is a choice. Everybody has a choice. You can change. And like I said, my main thing is I feel like it's all mindset. If you can change your mindset, you can change your life. Because replace that negative stuff with something positive. And like I said, negative things, it's easy to do negative stuff. But I don't know, people make it seem like it's so hard to do positive things. Like it's easy to stay in the land of negative. And that's not where we should be.
So who was your greatest mentor when you look back at your life and when you think about where you are now and now you're giving back, you're making a difference? Who you think impacted your life the most?
I tell people all the time, it was my mama.
And I want to pick it back and say he was doing my hair. He was doing my hair in his mother's salon when he was 11 years old.
Really?
He was braiding and twisting my hair. So the relationship that I have with Byron is so much more than business. It's family. Yeah. He was doing my hair when he was 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nikki.
So your mom was?
So my mom, she worked for the state, but then she also did hair after hours. So I mean, growing up, that's what I saw. Like she worked, picked us up from school. We went to the salon. We at the salon sometimes till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We go home, do it all over again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know how you can't be inspired by that, because that took a lot of strength. These days, I mean, I don't even have kids, and I go do a little work, do a couple heads, come home, I'm tired. I want to lay down and go to sleep. So it's like, I don't know where she found the strength. I don't know where she found the energy, but she did. Yeah. And then it's like, wow. Even outside of that, she still, I mean, y'all think like now she go on these trips and she helping people out. She was still doing it back then. And it was 5 of us. So 5 kids. Wow. So yeah, I mean, that was my biggest inspiration. So it's like, I saw work ethic. I saw a big heart taking care of people. that's what I saw, and that's what motivated me to be on the right path. So
Wow.
but some people don't have that.
Well, I mean, let's look at. It's amazing that you. I want to use your word. Give that parallel.
Mhm.
When we look now at the oh God, I hope Doctor you don't find me for saying this. Well, when we look now at the single moms and when we look at mothers, we see them now acting if it's okay to be the big sister to their daughters, or we see something that is distasteful. You're partying together, you're drinking together, you're doing all of these things that it's not. What I want. Tell me what I want to say, Stephanie.
It's heading for destruction.
Heading for destruction.
That's exactly what it's doing. But don't be, to the single mothers, don't be afraid to allow somebody to mentor your child. Know that there are other people that care about their self-worth. And the biggest thing with me, with my group, is to know your self-worth.
Wow.
Because a lot of our girls don't know it. And they're pushed around, even at home. Know your self-worth. And that's important to me.
And if you don't know it, then somebody else is going to give you what they think you're valuable.
It's going to take your value away.
Wow.
Don't allow anybody to take that value. Know your self-worth. Love yourself more than you love anything and anybody.
Wow. Well, listen. What I want to do, I want to do this because I think this is so important. 12 years. Some of the kids are part of your board. They're mentoring now, and I know all of them stand out. But if there was one story that you would love to share, what story would that be?
The person that wasn't very popular in school, that didn't look her best, didn't feel like she had the best family. I always took the kids that nobody else wanted. Oh, we can't do nothing with her. She can't do nothing. The Toba can't do nothing with her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those were the kids that I had.
Mm-hmm.
I want the kids that you felt like didn't have any direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I can honestly say, out of the 60 girls I had at the end, 58 of them did. They did what they were supposed to.
Wow.
So the biggest remembrance I have is scrolling on Facebook one day, and I saw these words on the screen. I am somebody shaped them more. I saw the creed. I never looked at the name, but at the bottom of that screen it said, "Thank you, Coach Step, because without you, I would never have made it."
Wow.
That's the biggest story for me, because 12 or 13 years later, to see that in writing and see somebody say that I wouldn't have made it without just those words, that took me to reopening Sisters. She is now in Tampa, has a full-time job. I have masters in social work. I got teachers. I have post office workers. All these kids that I've mentored over the years have never turned away from what I taught.
Wow.
I don't know anybody incarcerated. I don't know anybody strung on drugs that was a part of Sisters. My phone still rings. My email still, I get jot down emails. I had only one Caucasian girl in my whole group. She lives in Perry, Florida. Talissa Cruz still calls me on the phone.
Wow.
Coach Steph, how you doing? She wrote Oprah to tell Oprah about her amazing mentor. And she still does those kind of things. I get affirmations from her all the time. You gave me power because I was 90 pounds wet, and you put me with all those girls and they gave me strength. So now she's got a degree in interior design from University of Florida. She has her own business down there. I push for excellence. I strive. I want you to press toward the mark because it's possible.
Wow. So, wow, you have just opened my insight to realize and to say to those that are listening to the broadcast, and Byron, you can chime in on this, is that there is greatness inside of us all.
Everybody.
You made it known that the girls that embraced Sisters were the girls that teachers and others felt like would not make it.
Yep.
Because they were looking for something that only Step could give them. And that was a listening ear and a heart that they could feel really cared.
Oh, yeah.
So people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
That's right.
So let's talk about what's happening this weekend.
All right.
All right, Byron, you are here all the way from Atlanta. I mean, you are all the way everywhere in Atlanta, making people look beautiful,
All over the nation.
designing their he's all over the nation.
Yeah, he's nationwide.
Well, my God, I'm sitting here with a nationwide cosmetologist.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's talk about what got you here this weekend. I know the relationship is one thing, but you're adding a special touch to what's happening this weekend. Let's talk about it.
Yes. So I am going to be I'm gonna be telling, the youth my story and doing a bridal hair demo.
A bridal hair demo.
Yes, bridal hair demo. Because I've been doing a lot of brides here lately. So I'm just like, let me show y'all,
But can I ask you you've been doing a lot of brides, but if you were just to pick out one that stood back in your mind, who would that be? Because I didn't know. I mean, I went to your Facebook page and I started strolling down because I like to know who I'm going to interview.
Yeah.
And I mean, I saw some hairdos. My mama used to do hair back in the day. They had that straightening comb.
Yeah.
So I started seeing some hairdos and some hairstyles. I like, my Lord.
Yeah. So you said who stood out the most?
Yeah.
I don't know because everybody had a thing.
Right.
But like, who you think? Because I like to hear from other
the
people.
Destination wedding, wherever you were.
Oh yeah, so I did.
I was amazed.
I did a destination wedding in Siesta Key earlier this year.
Who?
Siesta Key, Florida. It's right outside of Tampa and Bradenton.
Okay.
But yeah, I did a destination wedding there, and she had like this beautiful like braid going across the front and like a bun in the back, and it was like a natural hairstyle. And we was on the beach, and yes.
Wow. So you're called to travel to different locations.
Yes.
Wow. And they pay for all of that.
Yes.
Okay.
It's in the contract.
Oh, God. You got to sign a contract.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Stephanie, you got a major friend that came in. I know.
I will get my hair done.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk about. So this weekend you're going to be doing a bridal experience with one of the ladies, or how?
So it'll just be a demo in front of all of them, but for one special girl, we're gonna do a raffle, and she'll be able to get a free hairstyle by me.
Okay, wonderful. Will that be this weekend, or will you come back?
It'll likely be this weekend on Sunday, not the day of the event, but the day after the event.
Okay, great. Wow, that's a part of giving back.
Yes.
So I'm proud to say that to one of those kids who doesn't get their hair done or doesn't get the luxury of having the real hair done, can you actually get the Byron Marcel experience? He's amazing at what he creates. I'm simple, but I've seen him do some remarkable things in the office. So for a girl who thinks that it never happened for her to have an experience with Byron Marcel, for me was important for him to say that he would rap with that. So I thank you. And I love you dearly.
Anything for you.
For coming to do this, because I am this event is for any kids, any youth around the city of Tallahassee. My sisters is held out of Day Street, but we increased the boundaries. I enlarged my territory.
Wow.
To everybody in the city and our surrounding areas to come and just be a part of the entrepreneurs that are coming in. Byron is the headliner, but we really have other people coming in, from the people that braid hair, nail techs. My sister does event planning. I have somebody that bedazzles Crocs. These people are local people, and actually in our community, who have not went to college or went to college and decided that wasn't for me, but have found a way to be successful in their own business with their own creativity. That's what I'm bringing to the community today.
And that's going to be Saturday.
That's Saturday.
What time?
From 10 a.m. to 2. You will also be, lunch is free. I can give you the menu if you like. We're not eating
Now don't
sandwiches.
make us hungry now.
I gotta make you hungry because we're having barbecue chicken off the grill, macaroni and cheese, baked beans, salad. People in the community have donated to this cause, and I have a sponsor that decided that we wasn't eating no sandwiches.
Wow.
So y'all come out, please. It's important to let your kids know that we do love them.
Okay, well, listen, those of you who are listening to the broadcast, I want you to make sure you make your way to the Dade Street Community Center. It's going to be happening on Saturday beginning at 10 a.m. until 2. I mean, I think one of the most amazing things about it is the fact that Byron is here. And not only that, but you have reached out to local entrepreneurs. And I think you said something that was so important. They have found a skill
Right.
that they are able to master, and they are successful at it. And I think that is so important.
Right.
So I want to encourage all of you, if you got young girls, please bring them out on Saturday. Do they need to register anything? What they need to do?
Byron has a registration page on him take, but for me, if you show up, I won't turn you away.
Okay, wonderful.
But Byron, go ahead with your registration page.
Oh, and then if they want to register prior to the event, they can go to www.thebmexp.com and click on the Mentoring Matters tab. Once they get to the tab, they have to click on the actual picture, and then it'll take them to the registration page.
Wow, let's give that website again.
www.thebmexp.com.
Wow. All right. And go to the Mentoring Matters page, and that will get you registered for what you're going to be doing this weekend.
Yes.
Wow. So listen, let's talk about something else that I feel like is so important. Now, you are a nonprofit.
Yes, I am.
Now, how can people support you? Listen to what I want to happen today.
Okay.
Listen to what I want to happen today. For those of you who are listening, this young lady she's a part of our community. We all grew up together. And like I said earlier, I saw her working, but I did not know that she had formed a nonprofit. I did not know. All I know is that I would see her working, and I would see her taking on these young ladies and spending time with them. And then finally, we had a long conversation, and she shared with me what she was doing. And I was just greatly appreciative of the fact that she stepped up to say, I've got to do something. This is my community, and I see what is happening. And guess what? These are the individuals that are making a difference. And because they're making a difference, guess what? They're not trying to find funding, even though they need funding. It's out of their passion. It's out of what they see that needs to be done, that they figure out how to get it done. This is what I want to happen today. I want 100 people. I want 100 of you to make a pledge to support sisters. That's what I need to happen today. And I want you to do that by, how can they get in contact with you, Stephanie?
I do have a webpage, www.sistersmentoring.com. There is a donate tab on that page. You can actually give me a call. I've had the same number for 20 years. It's 850-322-5688. And that will be your way to help me out. Even if you wanted to volunteer, or if you have a story to tell, we meet at Day Street every Tuesday from 4:30 to 6. You are welcome to drop in. If you have some kind words or some encouragement for them, I receive it, because I know I'm not the biggest bear in the world, but I know that there are other things that I don't know that some of you can come in and help. So if you like to volunteer, currently we have once a month, we do a volunteer of something in the community. We are giving away 71 gift bags to Milton Hills Nursing Home.
Wow.
It's not a Christmas gift. It's just something that we want to do. I wanted them to learn how to give back to what was given to them in that community. So we're in the process of taking in toiletry, socks, or whatever, to bless. My father passed away in Milton Hill, so I have a passion for the people that are there. So there's 71 people in there, and we're trying to give these gift bag stuff just to make sure that everybody gets something within that nursing home. So if you would like to donate there, that's fine. But I teach my girls service. It's very important to give back, because I'm giving you a service.
Wow.
Along with trying to adopt the road Day Street as one of our roads that we can keep clean and keep that area and that community clean. Not just from clutter, but just from clowning as well.
Wow. Well, listen, you've heard how you can do it. Once again, now I need you to give them that information, that website. Lisa, Yvonne, to put that on the Facebook page. What's that website
It's
again?
sistersmentoring.org.
Sistersmentoring.org.
Yes, ma'am.
So now when you all are doing the thing for Miracle Hill,
I'm giving them a deadline of the end of November.
Okay.
So just
And how much you think that's going to cost you to do it?
a lot of it is coming out of my pocket.
No, how much?
Because there's 71 people and we're trying to make the bags the same, it's going to cost us about $500 to get everybody a decent bag.
All right. Well, listen, this is what I'm going to do. Yvonne, I want you to get sisters a check for $300 so that we can support their initiative at Miracle Hill. So I want those of you who are listening to the broadcast, I want you to join me in supporting the work that she's doing. This is what it's all about, seeing a need and getting in the gap to fulfill that need. So, okay, she just said done. So we're going to donate to that initiative, $300. And there are others who are going to be donating. If you're going to donate and you're watching us by Facebook, I just need you to put donate, donate, donate. We're donating because this is so important. She's not getting funded from the state. She's not getting funded from the county, the city. But what is she doing? She's getting funded from God above. Why? Because he's filling her with the passion and desire. And so many people are working in our community, Byron, who just feel the need to do what they do. And these are the people who are at the ground level, at the grassroots level, that's making the kind of impact. I was in a meeting yesterday and talking about gun violence. We can't stop the gun violence having the same message from the same voices. Let's find the kids who understand the language and who want to be heard and bring them to the table. What you say, man?
I say let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Like, it's necessary.
That can definitely be my next project.
Yeah.
I mean, amen. So people are saying donate. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Lisa. Thank all of you who are saying donate. Thank you, Werner. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. Thank you. Laura said I'll do $100 as well. Thank you. All right. Bless you. All right. Well, listen, I have an amazing audience. I have amazing listening audience who make sure. Thank you, Attorney Mataki Akbar. He said count him in. Thank you. I have an amazing audience that I mean, our show is designed to empower, inform, and impact the community. That's why it's called Wake Up Wednesday. Right. So we just woke people up to the fact that Stephanie is in the community every week at Dade Street with a group of young ladies giving of her time. No one is paying her to do it, but because she saw the need and because she saw what was happening in the 32304 area.
That's it.
We're going to have to find out what our commissioners are doing in that area to support you.
Because I got a problem with that.
Okay, well, that's okay. I'm going to bring you back another day for that one. but Byron, is there anything else you want to say before we get ready to clock out?
I don't know. I think we said it all. I'm just happy to be here. Happy to be, a positive light. Like I said, I'm just happy to be here.
Wow. Well, we're happy to have you. And man, I am grateful for the work that you're doing. I'm grateful for the opportunity that you are giving back this weekend to help make what Sisters is doing so important. And I think that the gift that you're giving is going to be a life-changing experience. I mean, how do you describe what he's getting ready to do?
The Byron Marcel experience.
The experience, the Byron Marcel experience. There's a lot of experiences.
Yeah, but not like the Byron Marcel.
My.
And I just want to tell him from my heart of hearts, I love you and I thank you so much for coming from Atlanta to do this for me because I know it was for me. And I appreciate that. And this is not the last one.
I love you,
just our first.
Oh, yeah, definitely the first.
Well, I love both of y'all then. Hey, well, listen, once again, I want to thank Byron for joining us. I want to thank Stephanie for joining us. And to those of you from our Facebook family and those of you who are listening to the broadcast, I want to thank you for the support that you're about to give to Stephanie to help fuel what she's doing for sisters. You're going to be hearing more about the work that she's doing. You're going to be hearing more about her. Now, let me tell you something. She did not want to do this. I said, you're going to come on the air. You're going to talk about what you're doing. And that's what makes what she's doing so powerful. She said, I just want to do it. I said, but we're going to get the word out. That's what matters. And to be able to come forth and let the community know that she's there every Tuesday from what time, Stephanie?
4:30 to 6.
4:30 to 6. Drop in on her. Bring the girl snacks one week. Do whatever you need to do to help support what she's doing. Well, once again, thank y'all so much. And I'm going to try to stop by on Saturday for a few minutes.
That's fine. That's fine. It's all right.
But Brian, you be safe, man, and appreciate the work that you're doing to help make what's happening this week. Yes, okay. Vonda said, can sisters partner? Yes, they can. Vonda.
Yes, I can.
Okay, wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
All right. So bless you, thank you. And to those of you who listen to the broadcast, I want you to be safe, be sound, and remember, your light needs to shine because our world is in a dark place. And your words has a way to change the atmosphere. Right. Until next week, you be blessed. Follow me on Facebook, and I'll see you Sunday morning for Life in the Word at Life Church International.
Love you too.